So welcome to another one of our little jobs. Today we're pressurising an underfloor heating system that we fitted connected to a ground source heat pump. We didn't fit the ground source heat pump. This was done a few years ago under the RHI, I think. So yeah, stripped all the radiators out from the downstairs of the property, fitted a low profile underfloor heating system. How the low profile system works: you stick this castellated panel to the floor, and then the pipe snakes through that, as you can see here, and you only end up raising the floor. What was it? 20 mil, 21 mil. And yeah, about 100 square meters of underfloor heating have gone down here. All ready to be screeded. So we're going to fill it today. Hopefully there's no leaks. Job's gone quite well. The build is really good. Everything was super clear for us and ready to go. Had a bit of an issue with the floor panels that nearly ruined the job. What happened was, we originally fitted a 16 mil. We priced for a 16 mil system to keep the floor build up even lower. Because we've never used this system before, we didn't realise there was a difference in the panels, and we fitted all these panels throughout the house. We got to the last section, opened the last box, and the panels were totally different. And it turns out we should have fitted we had 10 boxes of one panels and 1 box of another, but we should have had 11 boxes of the other panels. So everything was wrong. So the pipe was wrong, the manifold was wrong, everything was wrong. But luckily, Steve from Wolseley, shout out to Steve, I know he's dying for a shout out, he sorted it out for us, no problem. So that's the power of dealing with a good merchant. If you'd have bought that online from someone you got no relationship with, this job would have been a dead loss for us. We would have lost loads of money on it. So get a good merchant, stick with them, spend all your money with them, and they'll look after you. So how this system works: ground source heat pump. This is the ground loop here. It's filled with glycol. It leaves the ground source heat pump, shoots off that way, circuits round a field down there. The glycol picks up a load of heat from the ground in the field, comes back. The heat pump extracts that heat out from the glycol, and it spits it back out the top here, and it's freezing cold when it leaves here. It's like super cold, and then it shoots off back down to the field, picks up the heat from the field, comes back warm again, gets the heat sucked out, leaves freezing cold, and it just keeps circulating until the ground freezes if the ground loops are sized incorrectly. But this one's been running sweetly, I'm assured. So what we've got here, we've got the flow returns out the ground source heat pump into an SB mixing valve, feeds into a buffer, which then feeds off to the heating circuit for the radiators. And when the ground source heat pump company fitted it, they left tap-ins on there for underfloor heating. So what we're going to do, not quite sure how we're going to do it yet, haven't quite decided. We're either going to run a secondary SB valve here, have a second weather compensated circuit doing the downstairs, or we're just going to turn the temperature on the heat pump down to 45 degrees and just have one thing. So we'll have 45 degrees running through the radiator and 45 through the underfloor at -2, and hopefully that should be enough. But I don't know yet. I haven't really looked into how I'm going to do it, so we'll decide on the day what we're going to do. So yeah, first things first, get that filled. So the process of filling underfloor heating is really straightforward. You just get a hose, connect it onto an outside tap, and then connect your hose onto your manifold. Make sure all your zones are turned off, make sure all the flow gauges are turned off, and then just go around each zone individually and open it up. So we're currently filling this zone here, so we open that cap there so the return's open, and we remove the locking cap off there and make sure our flow setter is open, because these flow setters, obviously you turn them anti-clockwise or clockwise to set the flow, and if you screw them all the way down they don't let any flow through. So you've got to fill through the top so it's pushing water over the flow setter, and it goes through the loops, back down the return and back out of here, and then once you get water coming out there, you know your loop's full, and you can hear the air coming through the manifold. And once you hear the air stop chugging, move on to the next loop, and before you know it, you've got a full underfloor heating system. It really is as easy as that. So we're full, all our circuits are full, everything's open, fully pressurized, and we're at, what are we at? 4.5 bar. So to test the manifold and pipe work to see if it's sound, always consult the manufacturer's instruction. I know there's a load of wise guys out there who'll say you should have tested it at 10 bar for 24 hours. Well, read the manufacturer's instructions and you'll never go far wrong. So test at 2 bar for 10 minutes, followed by 5 bar for 10 minutes. So, and he's testing for basically 20 minutes just to check that it's sound. We will do that. I'll ramp the pressure up 0.5 bar to 5 bar. We'll get it on test for another 5 minutes, and then we can call that a wrap. And then we'll be coming back in a week or two. Once the screed's down to do first fix, we've got a cloak room going in there. We've got a utility room going in here. And we need to first fix for a kitchen as well. So yeah, job pressurized, done, tested, and it's 11:45 on a Saturday. It's time to go home and enjoy the 40-degree heat.